Welcome back in, 7:39, time to talk about your money. And a few weeks ago, our financial expert Stuart Welch was here. He talked about how retirement could be hazardous to your health. So if it is, what can you do about it? Joining us this morning is Marshall Clay, standing in from the Welch Group. And good to see you, Marshall.
Good to see you.
Yeah, well, you know, we talked about some of the financial things that need to fall in place for you if you're facing retirement. But they can be hazardous to your health in a lot of ways for people who just don't plan for the different things, the issues that come up. They have different expectations, so that's kind of where they fall into trouble, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there are definitely some psychological challenges as you move from working to that retirement stage. And you know, I work with hundreds of different client families, and mostly in that retiree range, and they navigate that transition with varying degrees of success. So this morning we're talking about some tips that they can sort of embrace to help navigate that.
So where do they need to start then? How do they avoid falling in that pitfall of really being in a monotonous livelihood after they get retirement?
Yeah, so the first thing I tell people is really just to adjust your expectations about what retirement is going to be like. I mean, imagine how many things in your life where you've built this experience or this event up over a number of years, and most of my clients, they want to retire day one of working.
Right.
So they built this up for almost decades now. But then when they actually get to that transition point, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. I mean, even if we dislike our job, we're sort of institutionalized in a way where we have to, where we're depending on those commitments, we're depending on that structure. And when that is gone, it takes people a little bit of time. So I would just tell them to adjust their expectations about what retirement's going to be like.
Well, and most of us think we're going to retire. We think we're going to be a little bit older, and unfortunately, when we do get older, we have health issues.
Absolutely.
And that's something you got to account for.
You're exactly right. And so now with all of those stresses and those commitments out of the way, I mean, you can now sort of focus on your health. And there's a number of studies out there that prove that exercise reduces stress, anxiety, and really, oddly enough, there's a lot of stress and anxiety associated with retirement. So take some of that free time and really focus on your physical health now that hopefully the actual wealth aspect is maybe behind you.
And I'd love to play golf every day when that day comes when I can retire, but I do need to challenge my brain too. You got to keep your brain sharp.
You're exactly right, and a lot of my clients, I mean, they already have activities, whether it be through their church or with their children, that sort of help challenge them mentally. But I've had several clients that have experienced this Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, which is through the University of Alabama. Mm-hmm. It's a great program that's inexpensive, and it gives people an opportunity to really challenge their brain on a wide variety of topics. Mm-hmm. And it also allows them to meet other people that are interested in the same things they are. So, while they're not interacting with people like they used to on a day-to-day basis through work, this gives them an opportunity to really challenge themselves and meet new people.
All right, some things to think about as you get set to approach retirement. Marshall Clay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, still ahead now, how Facebook wants to